Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Bryan Cortés. I'm an esthetician in training, and today I'm going to give you my beauty tips for the winter months. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and tip the notification bell, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm really excited about today. Today's video is a collaboration between Nemesis and me. Nemesis is my best friend, and she is a beauty and lifestyle YouTuber. I mentioned her in my last video, and her content is just gorgeous. You can actually go to her channel right now and check out her latest video where she takes the tips I'm going to talk about today and incorporates them into her skincare routine. And while you're at it, check out her channel because she puts new videos every week. No matter what your skin type is, as the weather gets colder, your skin goes through some changes. Normally, it gets drier. That's because cold air draws moisture from wherever it can. And in this case, when it's winter, it's so cold that it starts drawing moisture from our skin. We call this loss of moisture transepidermal water loss, and it has a bunch of effects on the skin, and they're all negative. It can dry out our skin and exacerbates fine lines and wrinkles. It can worsen some of the effects of the cold, like itchiness and pain, and it can even worsen acne. All in all, if we don't protect our skin during the winter times, we can compromise our skin barrier. As the seasons change, so should your skincare routine. So let's talk about what changes you can do to your routine to protect your skin during winter. Number 1, start using cooling and hydrating products. You probably already guessed this, but the priority during your winter skincare routine is to hydrate, it's to nourish. So you want to make sure you use products that are going to soothe your skin and they're going to hydrate your skin. Number 2, use heavier products. A good rule of thumb, if you have oily or combination skin, is to use lightweight products such as gel moisturizers. If you have dry skin, you probably want to use richer and creamier products. However, in the winter months, it's always important to use something that's just a little bit more nourishing. So if you're somebody with dry skin, you really want to use a really rich moisturizer. If you're somebody with oily or combination skin, you can also start looking at richer moisturizers and products, but there are a lot of gel and lightweight options that still have oils in them. Number 3, avoid using toners that have drying ingredients. You might have not realized this, but some ingredients in toners can actually be drying to the skin, and that is incredibly dangerous in the winter months. When looking for a toner, it's really important to look at the ingredients and make sure that none of them are drying, because they're really going to defeat the purpose of our whole skincare routine. Some of the ingredients you want to avoid are things like alcohol, benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, which you could use, but you want to try to use it as a spot treatment rather than a whole face treatment. And finally, you want to avoid astringents such as witch hazel. Witch hazel is an ingredient that you can get benefits from if you have combination skin or oily skin. However, I wouldn't recommend it for the winter. I would probably recommend it for the summer or the spring, but you probably want something a little bit more nourishing and moisturizing for the winter. Another tip is to look for hydrating serum. You can always play around with your serums depending on what your skin needs. That's the fun thing about serums, is that you can actually really hydrate your skin with all your other steps, and if you have a breakout, maybe that's the time to pull out a serum that's going to help with that. That being said, you probably want to find serums that have humectants. Humectants are ingredients that attract moisture. In my opinion, the best time to use humectants is in the daytime skincare routine. Some examples of humectants are glycerin, hyaluronic acid, sorbitol, and honey. Avoid fragrances. If your skin is dry, sensitive, or you have a compromised skin barrier, you want to stay away from fragrance. Fragrance is going to have harmful effects. Fragrance can actually worsen the effects of other skin conditions. If you have sensitive skin, it could make it itchy, red, give you an inflammatory reaction, and you want to avoid that because you want your skin to look as pristine as possible. And the worst thing that can happen is an allergic reaction or an inflammatory reaction, because your body is going to start releasing histamines, which can actually help dry out your skin. So if you're somebody like me, there are ways around this. You can use fragrance in your wash-up products. For example, you can use fragrance in your cleansing oil, you can use fragrance in your cleanser, you can use fragrance in a wash-up face mask, because those are things that you leave on your skin for a little bit and then you take off. That is going to reduce the possibility of having a reaction to fragrance. So another tip that I would give you guys is to exfoliate. But don't just exfoliate because you feel dry, because that can actually strip your skin of the oils that it needs. You want to exfoliate, but you want to exfoliate a little bit less often. If you normally do it 3 times a week, maybe do it once a week. And if you're going to be exfoliating or incorporating some exfoliating ingredients into your routine, something you can do is use things like AHAs. AHAs, which are a chemical exfoliant, actually have humectant properties, so that means they attract moisture. Another exfoliating tip is that if you have a little dry patch or a dry spot, you can actually use a physical exfoliant to scrub that little area, but make sure you're being very gentle with that scrub. One of my favorite skincare tips for winter is to use oils. Yes, use them even if you have oily skin. The reason for that is because your skin needs oils. Your sebum, which comprises your skin barrier, is essentially made up of oil. The reason I recommend oils in skincare is because they're very compatible with the natural oil that we produce as people. Some great ways to use oil is by adding them to your serums or even adding a few drops to your moisturizer and then applying it to your face. The way I like to use oils in my skincare routine is at the end. The reason I do that is because it creates an occlusive barrier. An occlusive barrier is exactly that. It's a barrier that sits on top of your skin to prevent transepidermal water loss. That way I can make sure that no moisture escapes my skin. Finally, I would recommend to get a humidifier. The opposite of cold air is humid air, and our skin really likes humid air. So if you want to keep your skin barrier hydrated and nice, you can keep a humidifier anywhere in your house. As a final tip, remember that your morning routine is meant to nourish and protect your skin, while your nighttime routine is meant to help your skin recover and prepare it for the next day. That means that you should favor humectants and moisturizers during the day, and at night you should focus on cell renewal and exfoliation. Let me know in the comments below how you protect your skin in the winter months. That is it for today. Remember to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. My name is Bryan Cortés from Boricua Beauty, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!